everyone hear me? My fellow Republicans, it is an honor to address you today. You have my humble thanks and sincere respect for volunteering your time to be a part of the process. The last 9 months, I have cherished the privilege of being welcomed into your communities and your homes to hear your concerns and your dreams. When you cast your vote today, please remember, I am Micah Edmond, and I am the man to replace Jim Moran. And we all recognize the federal government has a legitimate role to play in our lives. It has limits. Our Constitution guarantees that our states have rights and the people have a voice. The last 6 years of big government policies have not respected either. Today, I ask for your support to represent you in Congress, where I will fight to reduce the size and influence of the federal government and get our fiscal house in order so that we can focus on the people's priorities again. While traveling the 8th District, I consistently hear we must focus on growing the economy, strengthening the middle class, and investing in our future generations and protecting our national security. Voters are disappointed by failed promises of hope and change since President Obama and the Democrats took control of the government. Many who haven't voted for a Republican are hungry for new ideas to achieve real change and economic prosperity. My message of limited government, fiscal responsibility, and liberty is simple. It remains consistent and continues to resonate. It is the basis of my vision for our party, one that is optimistic, forward-looking, and inclusive. Instead of looking backwards and reminding people what our Republican forefathers have accomplished, we must mobilize, organize, and recruit a new generation to be a part of solving new challenges. Sadly, big government policies continue to drag down our economy, increase income inequality, and place the American dream out of reach for those that are playing by the rules, trying hard to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Like many here, I come from a humble beginning. I grew up in a trailer park in South Carolina with a single-teen mother living paycheck to paycheck. I get it. Life is hard. My own mother left when I was a teenager. Fortunately, the Jewish family adopted me, giving me a second chance, and that has inspired my conversion to Judaism, inspired me to commit to doing something for others, and has made me a strong advocate for supporting a culture of life. Let there be no doubt, my experience every single day reminds me that every human life has value. I certainly believe mine has, and that came at a choice of people who chose to support life. I put myself through Williams College in the Massachusetts Air National Guard. I worked on Wall Street to pay off my student debt. I stand here today before you self-made. You can count on me to promote equal opportunity rather than merely redistributing the gains of someone else's labor. Together, we can restore an America where education, hard work, and ingenuity are rewarded, where the real agent of change is incentives rather than merely government handouts. To restore economic prosperity, we need to get our fiscal house in order. If elected, on day one, I will fight to enact a 10-year economic plan that balances our budget, pays down our long-term debt, and replaces Obamacare with free market solutions that end the government takeover of nearly a quarter of our whole economy. Until we have a credible long-term budget plan that supports business growth and job creation, the status quo will continue to undermine our economic and national security. I've worked hard to develop solutions to solve these problems as senior staff for the Simpson-Bowles Deficit Reduction Commission in 2010, and again in the Congressional Joint Select Committee on Deficit Reduction in 2011. And let me tell you, the problem isn't a lack of solutions, it's a lack of courage. As a Marine, you can count on me to take the hard choices necessary to keep our future generations from being bill payers for Obamacare and runaway entitlement spending. Marines live by code. It's just 3 words: honor, courage, and commitment. These are the same 3 words that bring me here today. It is the honor of knowing the difference between right and wrong. It is the courage to stand up and fight despite the odds, and it is the commitment to give an unflinching willingness to country, cause, and your fellow American, even if it is the last full measure of devotion. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I didn't wait for Jim Moran to retire and decide to run for Congress. I stepped up and challenged Jim Moran last year. Since I tirelessly engaged Republicans and non-traditional Republican voters for 9 months, I will bring that same energy, intensity, and dedication to the general election that I've shown you in this nomination process. While I could have an exhaustive list of groups and organizations I have visited, the inspiring news is that the 8th District is finally ready for our pro-growth solutions that empower individuals with options. I tell you, we must unite now. We must realize that every difference of opinion is not a difference of principle. Far too often there is great conflict in our party between principled conservatism and electability. Today I tell you that principled conservatism and a willing to compromise are not mutually exclusive. Your vote today is critical. You can select a nominee that will demonstrate he can grow our party, or making our party about bold ideas again, about developing solutions that solve problems for people, and about uniting us around the many things that we have in common. While the road ahead is not easy, and our numbers are small, after 6 years of failed promises of hope and change, voters are ready for a fresh face and a new voice that offers real solutions. Together we can win. We have the right message, we have the right time. With the right candidate, we can shock the country, and we can take back the 8th District. Thank you for your support. I am Micah Edmond, and I am the man who replaced Jim Murray.